Villainized heroes and glorified villains.
Are misleading us, and the people that are the villains are actually the positive role models. Uncle Tom is a great example. The ones that you were talking about, like you mentioned Lizzo, that's what I'm saying, the narrow caricature, because she's kind of like, some respect, some people might look at as a mammy figure or whatever. She's this huge woman, and then she's become all sexualized to become popular, showing off her body parts, so on and so forth. When I heard that she's actually a talented flute player. So that's not something our community is doing. That's kind of come from outside. And then Don Lemon's what I was saying before. They'll always be heralded and propped up, they throw them up there like that represents black men. I said, no, that's him, because the guy is non-threatening. Again, he's somebody this gay. He has no level of consciousness or commitment to the black community. During the protests, and Willie D was kind of talking about this. He made his song. That's the song he made about them, about Barkley and all of them. He said he could smell weed, but he couldn't smell injustice. That's what he focused on. Was during Ferguson. Do I smell weed? He's talking about that, totally ignoring
what's actually happening.
Yeah, but he could smell that. In other words, some way of looking at us through the black protesters through a degenerate lens, and not focusing on what caused that city to burn and those people to be out there doing what they're doing in the first place.
Maybe a minute, 2 minutes ago, just before you went to Jason Carroll, we heard a gunshot and then people started scattering, and now they're moving back, and we're watching people. They're on top of the roofs of the tops of cars, and obviously there's a smell of marijuana in the air as well. Obviously there's a smell of marijuana in the air as well. Obviously there's a smell of marijuana in the air as well.
And that's why they put you in that position, to ignore the people, but you're going to be rewarded because you represent some things that are really instrumental to them. So I mean, but everybody has, everybody can choose their own. But I look at that through. That's just an example of what I'm saying. People like him are going to be promoted
all the time. And I brought up Don Lemon, right? Now here's a crazy part about Don Lemon. I looked at his white counterpart at the time. It was Anderson Cooper, right? I didn't know Anderson Cooper was gay until he told me.
The record straight, Anderson Cooper has revealed he's gay. The silver-haired journalist and talk show host says, quote, "The fact is I'm gay, always have been, always will be, and couldn't be any more happy, comfortable with myself, and proud."
That's been no fun.
Hold on, but it makes sense. I mean, like your mama's Gloria Vanderbilt, it kind of comes with it. I mean, like, yeah, I can see it now. But what I'm getting at is I didn't know that until you told me. You know who told me Don Lemon was gay? Literally everyone else. Don Lemon ain't part of his mouth, but when it was out there, it was out there.
Well,
but that goes back to, I was giving you props. I was just
I appreciate
it. But that goes to like how you say, like, we gotta find that one thing. It's sort of like for every good thing we do as a culture, I'm gonna point to that negative thing. Well, or what could be perceived as negative.
Well, maybe that's how you look at it, because I don't look at it as he's done anything good.
He didn't. Well,
yeah. I mean, everybody has it, because by the metric I would use. And then I think this is another thing. I don't really go with entertainers. Every now and then they say something I think is relevant, and Willie D would be one of them. He said, "Is your contribution to the community?" When he had the word "coon" he used, his definition in terms of people that are making comments about the community is that does your contribution exceed your critique? And so somebody like Don Lemon. And it's subjective, so you might come up with some things relevant to you. I might come up with some things relevant to me. I can't, and it's not personal to him.
No.
All of them, when you look, all of them share the things I was saying, the characterizations I've made, and that's why they're favored. But I don't see how his contribution to the black community exceeds his critique. So when he makes a statement like, I smell weed, that type of thing, but he doesn't smell he doesn't smell injustice. That shows that he's committed to the deprecating negative caricatures of our people. He took all the energy away from the protests and the legitimate outrage that they had and put it on these people are doing something illegal. So when you do stuff like that, and that's in his place of employment.
Right.
He's on the clock when he's doing that. And I look at it like that's why he's there in the first place, because he's being highly rewarded for being this gay teleprompter reader who happens to be black, and they say that no, that doesn't represent.
But he's my perfect example of this, because even though don't get me wrong, I don't think Don Lemon walks on water or nothing. But what I'm getting at is he is the perfect example that I can think of in this moment where they build them up. And they break you down.
Right.
I mean, that's what it is, because he was the guy. He was sitting around. He was some of the best leaders or whatever. And I get it. Everyone, you work for a guy. Somebody like Mr. CNN signs your check. So I get that. But what I'm getting at, they built this man up, and we broke it down, and
They did both.
Yeah, they built him up, brought him down, and we just sat here and watched it. That's what I said. We as a
I'm not going to run in and that's the house that's on fire. I'm not going to run in and put the water out.
But you ain't got to.
Because what you said is, Sam, that is very, very important. What you just said, because that relates to the theorem that when they're finished with their tools, I'm talking about us. When they're finished with us, they don't let the tool just go off in the sunset. When they finish their tools, when you're no longer useful, they break their tools.
Candace Owens and conservative website The Daily Wire have officially broken up. Friday morning, The Daily Wire CEO Jeremy Boring posted on X, quote, "Daily Wire and Candace Owens have ended their relationship." He did not give a reason on the circumstances that led to this shift. But earlier this week, the Anti-Defamation League highlighted the fact that white supremacist Nick Fuentes applauded Owens' rhetoric on Jews. Owens has been outspoken in her commentary about Jewish people in politics, in the media, and her support for Palestine.
Regardless, based on her latest episode posted just yesterday, the news may have come as a surprise to Owens. Take a look.
I'm not going to go away. I'm going to use my God-given voice to talk about the things that are important for me. I'm just asking to be left alone, or at least just report the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for today. But don't worry, because we will see you tomorrow for a brand new episode.
The controversial right-wing commentator took to her own X account, posting, quote, "The rumors are true. I'm finally free."
And that's kind of what Frederick Douglass was talking about with his mother, and when he was enslaved, and I forget where they were, because in the end he was in Maryland, wherever he was, his grandmother actually, when they couldn't get any more work out of her, they just put her in a house on a remote part of the plantation. She just stayed out there to die. I don't even know if they were really feeding her or anything like that. So when they're finished their tools, you're no more useful to them. You're not useful to them any longer. Because the ratings will go plummeting and everything. He's one of the people. He wasn't just him. I guess they got rid of some other people. And they all crying, "I'm glad I find a job." I'm like, I could care less. You're making a quarter or whatever, almost $500,000, and you're not doing anything relevant to me. I can't see anything that they're doing that makes my life better, so I'm not sitting up there concerned about them losing a job. They want people to be empathetic because their personality, the people I identify with every day. I don't identify with you. I don't even watch you.
What addictions had impacted your life, and how?